almost a father rise. It is no longer your lips yet I apply. He gave up his life so I could walk in freedom. He paid up the price.
Hi, you
Hi.
all. Welcome back to
Peachable moment.
I am your co-host. My name is Nisi.
And I'm your other co-host, Jade.
Alright, and we are coming to you with another episode. I'm excited about this one.
Me too. This is a really good one. I really
so
think.
we actually structured this one.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to tell the audience what we talking about?
Yes, so this episode is called Living as a Christian, and basically what we've deemed as like for us how we live as a Christian, maybe before or after. So basically everything living as a Christian and how we do this on a daily basis, and kind of giving you all insight of what our lives look like.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't wait to get into it because there's so many perceptions about living as a Christian.
Yes.
And especially as young Christians. So
Yeah.
This is how we do it.
Exactly. And there's a rule of thumb, like how you live in your 20s. Well, how you live in your 20s dictates how you live in your 30s, dictates how you live in your 40s, and so on and so on.
Yes, absolutely. So let's start off with what we starting off today.
Okay, so before we even get into the topic, we wanted to do a slightly little different move, which is like do a little icebreaker just for you all to get to know who we are in a better way. So the icebreaker for today is, what is something that no one knows about us, or you but us? So I'll start off with you. What is something that
I'll
no
start
one...
off with you. Okay. Well, I would say you all probably don't know, but I think my family, like my very close friends, they know, and my, of course, family too. But I write poetry, which is me and my sister, my older sister, we bonded off of that because she wrote poetry. But I write poetry now, and it's just like every now and then I write it. But I definitely want to get into it more in depth, and I've started doing Christian poetry. So
Alright.
one day I'm gonna publish a book. So we're gonna put that. I'm gonna give it to God, and if He allows that, one day I'll publish a Christian poetry book.
Yeah, no, I think poetry is like very therapeutic, and I've never really written it like that, but I think it's very therapeutic.
Yeah, I always thought it had to rhyme. I always thought it had to use that, but it doesn't. Literally just write down. Well, what I do is I like close my mouth and let God do the talking.
For you?
When I'm doing it in a moment, it's so crazy. When I write it down, I'm like, oh, this sounds so corny. But when I go back and review it, and especially like if it's been months past, because I just did that recently. I wrote some poetry down like in early January, and like I went back and reviewed it like yesterday, and I'm like, when I was writing this down, I felt so bad. I felt this was so corny, but like now as I'm reading, I said, oh my God, this is so beautiful, and I would love to share it with everybody, but I don't like to share things. I don't know, I'm weird. Like,
We're working on that. You're working on you sharing it, because that'd be really cool for the viewers to see.
Yeah,
like hear one of your pieces. For real.
So what about you, Jadis?
I like when it's funny when you call me Jadis, but
I'd be like Jadith.
yeah, but I would say maybe something that no one knows about me. This is like a really weird thing, and I don't even know where it comes from. But I just don't like hair off the body. Like, it sounds really weird. I don't like it when it's like off any part of your body part when you have hair. I just don't like it. And I also don't like seeing it on the floor.
Me and her been friends for years, and I did not know that till this year. And I came over to her apartment. She was just like, I'm just gonna sweep after you. I'm like, I got it. She was just like, no, I just don't like hair off the body.
Yeah.
I'm like, what you do with your hair?
I was gonna say another word, but you don't like that word for me to say. That's another word, but I don't know. I just don't like it.
Peculiar.
Yeah, I'm very peculiar about hair off the body. Like if I see it, I gotta vacuum it up. I gotta sweep it up. I gotta get it out my peripheral, my visual ASAP, because I'm just gonna have a conniption if I don't. It's weird.
Comment if you like that. I believe that's some type of phobia.
Yeah, it could
got
be.
a name to it.
Yeah, because if you let it build up, it looks like little spiders. I don't know. It could just look depending on where.
I can feel you. I told you about how I feel about hair on my neck. Like I hate hair on my neck. Like, I mean, this hair right now is good, but like I can't wear like short hairstyles because it just like freaks me out. But
Please tell how you like. Tell me. Yeah, she just like was trying to explain to me one time, and she just took off running. I was like, the freak. But yeah.
That's a phobia. We need to find out the name of that.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely a phobia. So we'll figure it out. So, all right. So now that we've like did the icebreaker and you all kind of got to know who we are, I guess we can go ahead and just get into the topic for the day: living as a Christian.
Living as a Christian.
All right. So with that being said, I want to propose you a question, and also, you know, you can leave a comment if you want to also leave your perspective too. But what does living as a Christian mean to you?
Can I say what I thought it used to be, or
Yes, you can
would
start.
I be jumping?
You can start off with that too. I mean, it's basically what it means to live as a Christian is like your idea, and then
Okay, well, my idea was perfect. Like, you're perfect. You don't curse. You don't listen to secular music. You worship God. You worship Jesus. You Jesus, and like, you're very nice, and you don't get angry, and all that type of stuff. Like, that's what I thought. That's how I was. I don't want to say raised, but that's kind of like
your perspective.
That's the perspective that I got, especially if you're a devoted Christian. But living as a Christian to me is just keeping Jesus first in everything that you do.
Definitely agree.
Sometimes it don't be the right thing that you do.
Yeah.
But you still keep them first. And for me, that is hard because, like, I do want to live as a I don't want to say ideal because I don't want to create my own ideal, but I want to live how Jesus said to live.
Right.
And it's hard. It's very hard. I think that's why Jesus was the only person that could do what he did. That put his life on the line because he was perfect and he did, he died for our sins. But for me, living as a Christian is basically, like I said, putting Jesus first and getting into his word and like actually really denying your flesh each and every day.
Yes.
And learn and knowing that everything I really look at, what the enemy tries to do or what the enemy tries to say to me, I rebuke it, in Jesus' name. And I always, if I feel like I used to look at it as like when something bad comes to me, it's the devil attacking me. But I really do look at it as God's testing me.
Yeah,
because sometimes I'm not gonna keep giving Satan all his praises because something going bad. I'm giving him the praise when I'm doing
exactly.
that.
And then also there are some times where like it could be the enemy like coming after you. It could also be God testing you, and it could just be also you being in your own flesh, like your flesh is fleshing and you giving into your flesh sometimes. And we try to think that's spiritual warfare, but it's like no, you just trying to be disobedient and kind of blame it on spiritual warfare.
It's easier to blame it on him.
Yeah, then hold yourself accountable at times.
So that's just what it is to me. What was it like for you?
No, I definitely agree with what you said. I think for me, it's more an aspect of like, I think there was like this TikToker and he was like, I was listening to his videos and he basically just said that living as a Christian, like the definition of Christian is like Christ-like ones. And so in my mind, it's just like living like Christ. It's possibly like trying to be like Christ as closely as you can. Like obviously we're not perfect and Jesus was the only perfect one, but living like Christ and trying to be like him every single day. That's literally like and my idea. Keeping him first, yes, in everything that you do, all aspects. So that's like what I've noticed to see what it means to really be like Christ and what it means to be a Christian. And then, so that's just my perspective.
And I want to put a little bit more perspective because even when you're doing bad things, like you have to keep it in first because sometimes God acknowledges when you're doing, when you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, but at least you're keeping him first. He don't want you to do that again. Don't get me wrong, but it is something that he looks at as acknowledgement. I want to say, but I don't want to make it seem like praising. We should do bad things. No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't steal. We shouldn't kill. We shouldn't do all of this stuff. Like you kill somebody, of course you're not gonna keep God first with that. But like I think I don't know. What I'm trying to say is God looks at every aspect that you do and takes in consideration your consideration maybe.
Yeah. Well, I also just say like it's also a heart posture. It's like how you're, because you could still. It's like you could still be making mistakes, but like he knows we're not perfect, and he knows you're basically what you're gonna do before you do it. And it's just like when you're trying to, but you keep making mistakes. It's just more into it.
Yeah, and I bring this up, you guys, because I still curse. I still do a lot of things. I don't get me wrong. Ever since I turned my life around, I've stopped doing a lot of things that I used that I have, you know,
Right.
or not even with other people. It's with myself too. Like I'm trying to, I'm focusing on like what I say, what I intake,
Right.
how I make others feel, you know. And it's hard because me and my sister, we into it right now. But
Oh my gosh.
God has literally he shows me what I do wrong, and I love that about God because He's keeping me accountable. He's just like, you know, sometimes you're gonna have to apologize, and you don't, you know, feel like you need to apologize first.
Right.
Sometimes you're gonna do things, but you know, I want to make you more self-aware.
I definitely agree. I think that's very important to be more self-aware when it comes to your life. Yes.
What about you?
I think so. The question was like, what does your life look like now?
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say like I already said, it was more so back then lukewarm. Now, like I agree with what you say, like making sure I'm prioritizing God, like getting into my word every day. So like in the morning before I go to work, I spend time with God. Some days it varies, but I try to do a chapter every day, or like a chapter every day, and journal, do all those things. I, like you said, pray.
Journal, yeah.
Pray. And then I remember back in January, I started going through these. I was like following Maddie Pruitt, doing like the 31 days of Proverbs. And this verse really, like 29, chapter 29, verse.
February?
January.
Oh, I was gonna say now it's only 28 days.
Oh no! I did it in January.
Okay.
So it was 31 days. So you do one every day, and basically she was just going through, and there was a verse that stuck out to me, and it was Proverbs 27:19, I believe. And basically what it just says is like, as water reflects a person's face, one's life reflects their heart. So that just showed me like what you deem important is where your heart is. And if you really are a Christian and you're really trying to pursue and be like Christ, be a Christ-like, you put him first, and you deny yourself, like you said, deny yourself, and you always are trying to please him and bring him the glory and honor him in all aspects of your life.
You gotta give him the glory.
Exactly. Is it going to be perfect? No, but it's about that heart posture and what you're really trying to do at the end of the day. So I would just say that's how my life looks now, more so.
Yeah.
So, is there anything before we start closing? Is there anything you want to add in aspect of like, what are you working on now, or what you want to work on with your relationship with Christ?
With God, what I want to work more on is like just giving him the praise. Like I give him praise now, but I feel like it's not like, it's the little things that I want to work on giving him the praise on. And even with the bad things that's going on, because sometimes I'm not gonna lie, like if I'm being completely honest, I forget God when I'm having my dark days. And that's not a good thing to do, you know, because I get so submersed. There go that ego thing again, there go myself again. I get so submersed into that, like I be forgetting God is right there. So
Yes.
that's what I want to work on now.
I definitely agree. And I would say, to me, for what I want to work on, I think I just want to work on, like, this is probably another episode, I want to say it too much, but trusting him more. Because like it ties into what you said, and ties back to trials and tribulations. When things be going wrong, I'd be like, dang, God, where you at? And he'd be like, I'm right here. You the one that's not in your word.
I be so embarrassed when I don't trust God.
Yeah, because it's like he done did it. It's like it's like when you be asking somebody, oh, do you still do this? Like, yes. I'm still here. You the one that haven't been in your word. You the one that keeps second doubt. Like, you keep doubting and questioning everything at every second move. It's you, not me. All the time.
God is just like, okay, girl, like, please,
I got you. Chill. And I'm like, but wait, God. And it's like, then I do it last time on that, and that's number 1,199. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he got you. So I think that's something I'm working on.
Yes. Okay.
Trusting.
Yes. See, because I'm telling you, everybody think living as a Christian is just like, and we got a new episode. Our next episode, we're gonna be talking about the challenges.
Yes.
And but living as a Christian, it's not linear. The walk with Jesus is not linear. Sometimes you're gonna go off your walk a little bit, but Jesus, if you love God and you trust God so much, Jesus gonna put you right back on that sheep. He gonna find you. Like, he's gonna come back and find you. So it's literally just a matter of literally trusting God, and that's not easy, but it's worth it.
It definitely is. And one last point to that is just like, like I think we had said this earlier one time, but we were saying like if you're living as a Christian, if you're truly following Christ and you think it's easy, you probably not trying to throw no shade, you probably not living it right, because I'm telling you, you're gonna have, it's gonna be days where it's just gonna be like, bro, are you serious? Like you got somebody coming at you, the enemy on your back, like life in. It's just like you getting punched from all ends.
And you know what? God is so powerful. He's so great. Like he can make it to where you have no choice but to rely on him.
There's no other option. He gives you that peace that surpasses all understanding.
I had a recent incident. I'm just like, you know what, God? It literally just blew up in my face. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna let you handle it, because if I handle it, I'm going to jail.
I swear I saw that somewhere. That's crazy. Most deaf.
And I let him handle it. He literally, I didn't even have to move a finger, and he handled it. So give it to God.
Give it to God for sure. So I guess,
what's the Peachable moment?
Yeah, so what's the Peachable moment? So you want me to start or you want to go?
You can go.
Okay, so I will just say in closing, like the Peachable moment for me will have to be like I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to that verse, Proverbs 27:19. As one's face reflects water, their life reflect, like your life will reflect your heart. And basically what that just shows me is that living as a Christian, people, you don't have to keep telling people you're a Christian. Your life should show that you're a Christian. So you should be compassionate to others. You should be, trying to pursue Christ. You should have that self-control, have all those fruits of the spirits. It might not be perfect. It might not be linear, but as long as you're trying, it's about that heart pressure. So just really just trying to pursue Christ and not going around being like, oh, I am a Christian, I'm this and that, but your life looking completely different in one aspect. It should all be in another. So it all should coincide. So basically just make sure your heart reflects your life. In a sense.
Preach, Pastor J.
I'm not a pastor. Trust me, I'm not. But that's just what I found. Like, just want people to know that I don't got to keep saying I'm a Christian. I'm going to let my actions and how I move show that I'm a Christian.
Yes. The Peachable moment for me would be just like you said. I like how you say you don't have to show that you're a Christian or living as Christian. I think the Peachable moment here is Christianity is more so a relationship with God than a religion. A relationship with Jesus. So definitely you work on that relationship with Jesus. Don't worry about how other people may feel about you in that relationship. I mean, community does matter, because it does matter. You want to be around people that feel the same way about Jesus as you do. But at the end of the day, if you're not, that doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is your relationship with Jesus and your relationship with God. Same person, but it's your relationship. So definitely, and I'm talking to myself when I say this too, because you're, especially as a Christian, you're being held at a certain standard anyway. Exactly. So all that matters is how your relationship with God. Nobody can understand that but you and him. Right. So that's our Peachable moment. So if you love this episode, we've been giving a lot of feedback, and it really, like, any little feedback means so much to us, because we're such a small platform right now. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, we just didn't expect this much support and love from you all that we have gotten so far, and we just want to continue it. So if you have a comment, if you could support us by subscribing, liking our content, following us on Instagram and TikTok, that will be greatly YouTube. And YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube. So definitely, y'all mean so much to us, very much so. And like you said, any feedback, it could honestly, I'm doing it just to share the word, and then it's just nice for people to appreciate it and really say that it touched them, because people have reached out. A few people have reached out to us and said it, and it's just crazy. Yeah, because it's wow, me, really we just talking, really. So yes, it means a lot to us. So please, if you can support us in that way, it will be greatly appreciated. Very much so. But until next time, see you later. Bye.